Yeah, when I pull up in that drop, you see where I came from. I've been running for them. You see where I came from. I've been running with a check. What's the word, y'all? It's your boy Levi, and we back with another one, man. So today we got Eminem, The Apple. This is another song. I only had like a few people request this one. Um, it's an unreleased track that was recorded in like 20 I'm talking about 2006. It was supposed to be a leak, you know what I'm saying? It was supposed to be for one of his albums, Marshall Mathers or something like that. Canceled Marshall Mathers or something like that. Mathers. Um, so with that being said, we about to dive right into it. We're gonna see what he's talking about. Like I said, this is a leak, so I don't think this is like nothing that he officially posted. So with that being said, we finna dive right into it, man. If y'all new to the channel, like and subscribe. Let's get to it.
I'm a little nutty and I know it, but if you go back and take a look at my history, you will see that I am not the only one who's off his rocker. There were many before me. I was always labeled the black sheep of the family with a bad seed I grow to be. But if you take a look at us now, you see the apple didn't fall too far from the tree. Alright, look, I'm gonna tell you the story from my side. Maybe you'll understand. Check it out. You done witnessed unexplainable shit, too insane to explain. People run from what they just don't get. Maybe say they should've just hit him with a little bit. Did I spit too soon? Should I spoon-fed him it? But I was just so eager to prove I was even worth being in the same league or the room of the people of whom I was in. Every now and then I look up like I was seeking approval. Was it because of the pigment on my skin or what?
Nah, I ain't see nobody say nothing that it was a diss or he was talking about nobody. He said, but I was just too eager to prove I was even worth. I always say that about Eminem, man, when he was younger. Because I'm sure he would have did shit way different, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it wouldn't have been no smack you. It wouldn't have been none of them disses that everybody liked. You know what I'm saying? Nail in the coffin, all that shit would have been over with if he wasn't biting the bait that people was throwing at him. That's what he mean by I was just so eager to prove. You know what I'm saying? He was worth to be in the same league or the room of the people of whom I was already in, pretty much. He was already shit. He was in another room. You know what I'm saying? He was in a room above these niggas. But he thinking he under because how they talking to him and they trying to say like he white. So um, I guess he probably got that. You know what I'm saying? That probably fucked with him. You know what I'm saying? That's like me going into, or a black person going into something. Let's just say a white, something that's all white, and they telling you, oh, this you don't belong here. You know, like even though you good at what you do, that shit still gonna fuck with you mentally. And whole time, he probably was better than a lot of them niggas that was in the room. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he mean by that. And he had to grow up to notice that like these niggas don't even rap better than me. What the fuck I'm trying to prove to them for? You know what I'm saying? Suge and Ja Rule weak ass and Joe Budden trash ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he mean by that.
Being in the same league or the room of the people of whom I was in. Every now and then I look up like I was seeking approval. Was it because of the pigment on my skin or was it a figment of my imagination? Maybe it bothered me more than it did them. Maybe it wasn't a big deal back then, but to me it was. See what it was I developed a complex from being judged. Who spit his verse? Now I'm next to see who barks. I'm in the booth staring back to see who's marks. I get a reaction from usually the first song was for proof and the rest of the group backed them up. And no one lied to each other cause none of us had deals. It was real, we just wanted tickets for that meal. Sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I said sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far.
This hook tough, y'all. This hook tough. I like that. I like that. I like when a nigga spitting. Pause. Pause, pause, pause. I like when somebody going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they got a mainstream type of hook. You got the whole package, buddy. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that. And this sound, they say this was 2006. I think 2006, y'all, or something like that. Yep. This sound like this ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all ain't heard this, I'm I appreciate the people who put me on, the 2 people who told me about this song. So I'm gonna put everybody else on that didn't hear it. This is tough. Y'all better have this on y'all playlist. This decent so far.
Ever since my mother was pregnant with a second egg, cause she said that I had a baby sister who fell out of the window. I was too young to remember Kansas City projects. I was like 5, 6, and how come I remember Malcolm, Isaac, and Boogie if it was the projects in Missouri? Cause those were my best friends until Isaac took my tricycle and my Uncle Ty went to try to go get it back and ended up getting jumped and cut in the gut with a switching 70-some stitches. Which is to this day when my mother still tries to show me some old fake picture of a fictitious little sister who never existed. And this is why part of my life's so twisted. But I can never be as sick as that bitch is. And by the way, that bitch is one of my relatives. Sometimes I feel like it's just me.
That's crazy.
Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I said sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. You probably have to peel back layers upon layers of pain to see why everything I say is so insane. What's different about my brain that separates me from other players in this game? On the surface it may seem like a scheme or some sort of scam for me to get some damn sympathy, but that's the last thing I need is for people to walk around feeling sorry for me. And I'm not a G, never claimed to be. I gave my best to cash just to told Pete. Don't need it more than me, but we'll see. Cause we ain't looking for beef, but if it comes our way, what do we turn the other cheek? Come on. Sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. I said sometimes I feel like it's just me. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. But take a look at my family, cause the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Yeah. And I'm the crazy one, right? Whatever. Then let me be the crazy one.
This man is funny. That was decent though, man. Like I said, when shit ain't all about, you know what I'm saying, flipping words and wordplay and shit like that, he's still talking about something. You know what I'm saying? He talking about his life. You know what I'm saying? And that shit tough. You know what I'm saying? Cause when somebody talk about shit like this, ain't nobody writing about nobody else's life, bro. When they talking about, this ain't just the average drill music or, you know, just regular music. Talking about guns and all type of, you know, shit. When somebody talking about shit like that, they cuz and then had they mama tried to had a sibling or something like that, they talking about real life shit. And I don't know if y'all familiar with, well, everybody familiar with Lil Boosie. He said that's why he don't be doing verses, cause his music is about his life. So can't nobody tell him like, oh, this is weak or this is something better. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody shit better than theirs. Cause he talking about strictly of his life. That's what I be saying. Like, you can't just go. That's how I wouldn't say a lot of rappers think, but that's how majority think. You know what I'm saying? When they really talking about their life, you know. And it ain't nothing wrong with somebody rapping about something that ain't really something they don't do. But I'm just saying, there's rappers out there at the same time that do, and they don't take that shit for granted. And that's why I said I know Boosie is one of them. And that's what Eminem sound like on this song for sure. He sound like, you know what I'm saying, he talking about his life. So you can't tell somebody like, oh, that's weak. He probably need to make that song for your ass. The song ain't even released. So he probably heard that shit like, nah, I don't want to drop that, man. I don't want to be. And that's how rappers do, man. They don't be wanting to put shit out. You know what I'm saying? That they feel like they probably got too deep on. Because I rap myself, so I know. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I ain't finna rap about that. Or you talked about another family member that passed. You don't want nobody to be singing that. You know, like, it just make you sad type shit. So with that being said, man, the song was definitely decent. 1 out of 10. I would give that a 10. The hook is fire too. So y'all check that out. The beat was decent. Y'all got anything else y'all want to react to, man? Just put it in the comments. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Levi. I'm out of here. Yeah, when I pull up in that drop, you see where I came from. I've been running for them. You see where I came from. I've been running with a check. I've been running with a check, yeah, yeah.